And we are live. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome back to Chosen Wisdom Football, a channel for the football purist, a channel for the critical thinkers, for the analysts out there who love football and most importantly love Manchester United. Sound check, sound check, sound check, sound check. That's what you need to do, people, when you go live. Make sure your sound is proper. I hope everybody is having a great day. As always, people, if you are new to the channel, please smash that like button. It is needed. It is needed for small channels such as this one. Big up, everybody. I hope you guys are having a good time. We are 4 days away from the start of the Premier League season, people. Maybe less than 4 days, because the first match is on Friday. The first match is on Friday and today's Tuesday, guys. We are 3 days away from the start of the Premier League season. How time has flown, people. How time has flown. It seems like it was only yesterday we were crying because we lost in the Europa League and we were getting angry and we wanted to fight everybody, and now the season's about to start all over again. So before we get into the news today, and believe me guys, there is a lot of news for us to get through. We got Baleba updates, Hojlund updates, we have updates on Casemiro. Is he leaving? There's a lot for us to get through. But before we get into all of it, I want to ask, how is everyone feeling? 3 days to go, 5 or 4 days to go before our game. The season is here. It is upon us. Is it apprehension? Is everyone feeling apprehensive? Is everyone excited, energized? Are you scared? Are you nervous? Are you nervous about the Arsenal game? Are you worried about Amorim? What's the mood? What's the feeling in the Manchester United fan base right now? Is it just pure excitement? Can't you wait for the season to start? Are you guys a bit anxious? Are you guys a bit nervous? Is the midfield worrying you guys a bit too much? Have you seen enough in pre-season to fill you with confidence that we can finish in the Champions League positions? Which is, let's be honest guys, if we spend over 300 million this year, Ineos want us to finish in the Champions League. We're not going to spend that kind of money to finish 8th. We are not. So what's the feeling, people? What's the feeling right now with 3 days to go before Liverpool kick off on Friday, 5 days to go before Sunday? It's here. It is here, people. So no more friendlies. No more ifs. No more buts. We are here. The season is upon us. Amorim, no more excuses. None. It's crunch time, baby. Crunch time, people. So we're going to have to get serious, people. Tomorrow, we're going to have to get serious. By the end of the week, we're going to have to do our lineup predictions. We're going to have to do our Premier League table predictions. There's a lot for the channel and for the community to do before the start of the season. So big up everybody. I hope everyone's good. Big up TK in the chat. TK's like nervous in that other teams are going to find out that our midfield is garbage. The midfield, people, the midfield, I'm sure is the contentious. It's contentious right now, the midfield. TK, man, big up TK, big up Turkish in the chat. Yeah, man, I hope everyone is feeling good. So let me know how you're feeling, people, about the start of the season. We're here. We're here now. You can either be nervous and apprehensive, scared, or you can be like, do you know what? We're going to beat Arsenal. We're going to beat Arsenal. Let me know how you're feeling. Anyway, on today's show, people, this is what we're going to talk about. As usual, I've done the work for you. I have researched, I've looked at the internet, scoured every angle, every corner of the web to find the latest and most recent and most important Manchester United news for you. So today we have more Baleba updates. No, he's not signed. Nothing as big as that, but we have Baleba updates to talk about. We also have Hojlund updates. What's going on with Hojlund? We are going to find out today on the show. Is Casemiro still part of Ruben's plans? There's now information going out that he might not be. For me, it's really hard to believe considering Casemiro started the last game. But we're going to talk about it, of course. Apparently, United have been offered Upamecano from Bayern Munich. I want the chat to let me know. Would you take him? Let me know. Comment below. Also, has Antony been given an ultimatum by Manchester United to accept the best offer you have been presented and stop waiting for Betis? Apparently, United have given Antony an ultimatum. So we will talk about it. We will talk about it. The Donnarumma situation, guys, and you know me, I have said all along that I don't feel like the Donnarumma story is valid. I don't think United are going to get Donnarumma, and we have Donnarumma updates as well to talk about. We also have, yes people, the third kit launch. We have been talking about the third kit for weeks on this channel, ever since it leaked, and the third kit has officially launched, and our guys look like boy bands. Our guys look slick. Don't the guys look crazily slick, nice, sleek? The third kit looks good, people. So we're going to have a look at the third kit together as a community. Is Sancho going to Besiktas? This Sancho saga has gone on all transfer window. Nobody knows where he is going. Is he going to Juventus? Is he going to Napoli? Apparently now Besiktas is an option for Sancho. And also guys, we have information that the protest, yes, the protest planned against Ineos and the Glazers on Sunday has been scrapped. What a surprise. What a surprise. One thing about the Manchester United fan base, we're not like Madrid. We're not like other fans. We have a soft belly. We are easy manipulated. The match day going fans literally don't have what it takes in order to make a difference. They don't. So the planned walkout, the planned protest for Sunday has been temporarily scrapped by the Manchester United match day going fans. We will talk about that as well. So there's a lot for us to whiz through on today's show, guys. And before I start, as usual, if you are new, smash the like. If you are old, smash the like. If you are young, smash the like. Smash the like. Smash the like. And subscribe if you are new. So here we go, people. Here we go. First up is Baleba news. Baleba news. And this is from Ben Jacobs, guys. As you can see on screen, Ben Jacobs has said that Manchester United are actively exploring a deal for Carlos Baleba via intermediaries, and personal terms are now not thought to be a problem, so they've just made outreach to the player side that they're actually talking numbers. That sentence sounded mad like gobbledygook. That sentence sounded crazy, guys. But he's essentially saying, we're interested. We know we're interested. We've heard that we're interested. Personal terms have been agreed. We already know this information. We know this already. I even told you guys that personal terms have been agreed weeks ago, well before the journalist have even started talking about it. The journalists are late to the party. They are. They're playing catch up right now. There's information, there's things going on right now that nobody knows about. Not even me. Not even me. He goes on to say, a belief amongst sources is that come next summer, still potentially in this financial year, the likes of Bruno Fernandes could depart Saudi Arabia, are still keen, and Casemiro's wage could also come off the books. That is quite interesting because we know that we rejected, or should I say, he declined, Bruno, and rejected a deal and approach from Saudi Arabia. And a lot of fans, including myself, thought that was criminal. I thought £100 million for Bruno Fernandes at the age of 31, snap their hands off, take the money, reimburse it into the squad. That didn't happen. Now Ben Jacobs, who's been quite decent this summer, has come out and said that hopefully next summer that deal will still be on and we can still do it, get some money off him. Next summer, as we know, Casemiro's contract will run out. He's on high wages also. He will leave for free and, of course, free up those wages. So potentially next summer, both Casemiro and Bruno will have left the club, which gives a clear path for Baleba. Anyway, he goes on to say that at the moment, Ruben is telling his owners and Jason Wilcox and Christopher Vivell to go and bid now. Show a sign of ambition. Get me a ball winner. Find me an athlete in the middle of the park. That is Amorim pushing for this player. It is clear that Amorim has come out multiple times now and he said dynamism. We're not dynamic in the midfield enough. We're not dynamic enough in the midfield. We're not. And he said that word over and over again. So it's clear that many United fans want a Carrick type of player. They want a Pirlo type of player. They want a six to sit and pass the ball around. That is not the profile that the manager wants. The manager wants an all-action footballer that can run the full length of the pitch over and over again. We need a Casemiro, but with legs. We need a dynamic midfielder who can tackle, pick the ball up from the defence, travel with the ball, dribble with the ball, press resistant, and also who can attack. We need a box-to-box all-round engine, a monster. And that is who Baleba is. The manager has identified that profile and the club has identified that player. I've said it many times on this channel. The only thing now stopping Manchester United from getting Baleba is now Manchester United. Manchester United are the only thing stopping us from achieving this deal. If we have the money and we can get the money, we will get this player. The player has agreed personal terms. Every detail of the personal terms, his wages has been agreed. Bonuses, everything has been agreed. We just need to agree the fee with the club, with Brighton. So that's where we are. Nothing really new here. The only thing that's new here is the fact that now we have from Ben Jacobs that Ruben Amorim is pushing for this player. He's pushing himself for this player. As you guys can see on screen, the next tweet is really the same thing, goes on to reconfirm what we've just spoken about. Ben Jacobs on video right there. He's essentially saying that Wilcox and Vivell have been urged by Amorim to bid for Carlos Baleba now. Get me a ball winner. Get me somebody who can win the ball in the middle of the pitch. That is Carlos Baleba. So I've said before, I'm happy that for a long time, every player that we are seriously going for, I've got no qualms. I've got no disagreements with. The few seasons before, Whether it was Hojlund for £73 million, I was like, what are we doing? I've never heard of this player. This player's not good enough. Whether it was Ugarte for 60 million, I've had my issues with some of the profiles, some of the players that we've gone for. I can say that every player that we've seriously gone in for, we've got. And every player that we've seriously gone in for this summer, I have no disagreements with. It seems as if the club is now moving in the right direction on the footballing side of things, which is amazing, beautiful news. So we'll keep our eyes on this news. This has to happen very, very quickly, guys. It has to. So I think we'll get him. I do. I just hope Man United don't mess this up. I hope we don't lowball Brighton and bid 60 million or something. I hope we take this seriously, and I hope the first bid is a serious bid, serious enough for Brighton to listen. Brighton don't want to sell. Brighton don't want to sell, and Brighton don't have to sell. They really don't. So we need a bid, an opening bid, to make Brighton say, okay, let's do it. If we're not serious, Brighton will tell us to F off. So I think this will happen. I've said it before. The way that United have been operating, they haven't made it known publicly that they want a player until or unless that player has said they want United. The reason why everyone now knows about this, everyone is reporting it, is because United do believe they can get him. It's because Baleba has expressed a desire to come, and therefore we have initiated contact. There is a confidence, a growing confidence in the Manchester United camp that this deal can happen. So let's move on, and let's see what Laurie Whitwell, another journalist, has said today about the Baleba story. Laurie has said that Carlos Baleba is keen on a possible move to Old Trafford. Multiple players have been in touch to explain the setup. Skepticism remains given potential transfer fee. We know this. Brighton do not intend to sell, and talks via intermediaries continues. Once again, we're going to get, and we have got a lot of story today about Baleba, but a lot of it is just summary. A lot of it is just summarizing the situation. None of it is really absolutely new. None of it is new. And it really reflects my point that these journalists, with regards to this deal and with regards to a lot of Man United deals this summer, they haven't known that much. They didn't know anything about the Mbeumo. They all said that Mbeumo's medical was going to be next week. It was about 2 weeks after that Mbeumo actually done his medical. They knew nothing. They were just guessing. They knew about this Baleba situation. These journalists knew about the Baleba situation about 2-3 weeks after we had spoken to the player. That's when Indy Kyler announced that we had contacted Baleba. About 2 or 3 weeks after we actually contacted him. Manchester United this summer are moving a bit more quieter, are moving a bit more in silence. I've said it before, they're moving like Metal Gear Solid, Splinter Cell. They are doing their thing in stealth, as opposed to before, where every single person and their dog knew exactly what Manchester United were doing. Not really this summer. Not really. That's a good thing. That's an improvement. So we'll keep our eye on it. I think if we are serious, something serious will happen before the end of this week. If we are serious, I think we will make a bid before the end of this week. I hope so. I really think so. I'll be very surprised, guys. Very, very surprised if we do not bid by the end of this week. I haven't spoke to my guy recently, but I knew Baleba was on the cards about 2 weeks ago. And now it is here. So big up British Bulldog in the chat. As always, big up the chat. TK in the chat says Baleba is the lowest paid in the Prem. The Baleba ship will sail if we don't complete his purchase this window. Brighton will offer him a new contract, and that's that. Need to agree with Walton. I agree with TK. We need to move for Baleba now. If we wait next year, his fee could rise. More clubs could be in for him. We don't know what season we're going to have. So let's get the good players in now, trap them in now. So if we finish 15th again, nobody wants to run away. Listen, if we finish 15th again and we try to get Baleba after finishing 15th twice, it's no longer a one-off. It's no longer a fluke. Finishing 15th twice, it means that's where you are. So there's no future. Get this guy now, right? Because we don't know what's going to happen. And don't just get him for Amorim. Whether it's Amorim in charge or Bob Jones from down the road, everybody is going to want a Baleba. He's a signing that works for any team, regardless of formation, regardless of system. Go and get him. So that's my thoughts on Baleba. I think most of you guys in the chat know my thoughts on the player. I think I know you guys' thoughts on the player. I think we're all unanimously, the fan base, the chat, it doesn't matter who you talk to. If you're talking to a Manchester United fan, they will tell you to go and get Baleba. I've said it before, this is the signing, even more than the Mbeumo signing and more than the Cunha signing, that unites all the Manchester United fans in agreement. We might disagree in terms of the fee and how high to go, but we all United fans agree that Baleba will transform us more than any of the signings we've had so far this window. I actually think so. I believe it. That midfield area, that engine, is a transformative area of Manchester United. I really do think that. Anyway, guys, big up yourselves. Big up British Bulldog, as always, bro. I hope you guys are feeling good. Let's talk about Hojlund quickly. We don't need to talk a lot about Hojlund. We know the situation. We know the club want to sell Hojlund. We know that the situation with regards to signings coming from the club is that you get 2 years, which really means Xerxes only got next year to show something, or maybe Xerxes will also be gone by next season. Who knows? Listen, I'm not Player FC anymore. I just want the best players for the football club. And it's clear that Manchester United want Hojlund gone. With 1 game a week maximum, and when we had 2 or 3 games a week, we still only saw 1 striker. Xerxes didn't play that much. So now that we got 1 game a week, we don't need 3 strikers. We are trying to get Hojlund out the club so we can get a fee for him and, of course, use that money to potentially sign other players. And as you can see from this tweet, Laurie Whitwell, again from The Athletic, is saying that AC Milan, Borussia Dortmund, Leipzig and Newcastle are all monitoring Rasmus Hojlund. Listen, it would be absolutely hilarious if Rasmus Hojlund ends up at Newcastle. Can you imagine Rasmus Hojlund? 1, Newcastle are in the Champions League. So Hojlund will be Newcastle's main striker, playing Champions League football. That would be absolutely wild. But I wouldn't put it past Man United. There was a time when Man United didn't really sell to other Premier League clubs, especially rivals. And I'm not quite sure who you'd regard as our rivals at this stage. Are Newcastle our rivals? I guess they are. Probably more than Liverpool are at this stage of our development. So would it be wise to sell him to Newcastle? I mean, we're selling Garnacho to Chelsea. So that's something to think about. I think Rasmus will leave before the end of the season. I can't see him because he's been told he has to go. He's been told he won't get minutes. This is a World Cup year, and I think a lot of the players, or at least I hope a lot of the players, are thinking about the World Cup, thinking about getting into the squads and knowing that they have to play regularly to get into those World Cup squads. You don't want to be sitting around on the bench game after game after game. You don't. So I think he would leave. It might be a loan. It might be a loan, but I think he will leave. A lot of United fans are talking about needing 2 strikers and all these things. I've seen enough of Hojlund. Personally, that I don't want to see him coming off the bench for Sesko. I'd rather Xerxes come off the bench for Sesko, a different profile altogether, personally. But I kind of understand that in a way, but I don't know if we need 2 or 3 strikers for 1 game a season. Just 1. or maybe 2. And if that second one is Xerxes, I think I prefer that. Plus, let's not forget we have Cunha and Mbumo who can also play in the striker roles. And as you guys can see on the screen, with Rasmus Hojlund's exit being accelerated, there are currently no plans to push Obi out on loan. So it seems as if Obi might slide into that 3rd spot. He might be the backup. It will be Xerxes coming on. Also, Xerxes can play in the 10 positions. 3rd striker, Obi. It seems as if that might be the case. At the end of the day, guys, while I do think Rasmus Hojlund is better than Obi, I guess the club are thinking, do you know what? I'd rather give those little 10 minutes. If we bring Sesko off at 80 minutes, I'd rather give those 10 minutes to Obi so he can develop. He's almost a homegrown talent. I'd rather give those minutes to him than Rasmus Hojlund. That's what the club are thinking. So I get that. I understand that. Personally, I think we should sell or send, not sell, imagine. We should send Obi on loan. I think we should. I think it, and I've said this before on stream, bring back the days where we had feeder clubs, where we had clubs that will help us grow talent. Bring back those days. Let's send him on loan to the Championship. Let the Championship toughen him up. Kick him in his shins, you know, rough him up a little bit. Let him get used to a bit of the man's game, because he's bigger than his peers, right? Obi is the Lukaku type of striker, not in terms of technicality, but in the sense that he's bigger than everyone in his age group. And that's one of the reasons why he's advanced, because he's physically superior to all the other 17-year-olds. But now that he's in a man's game, you can clearly see he's not ready, people. He's not ready. So I personally think a loan would do him well. But if United don't think so, fair enough. Fair enough. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. What are you guys saying about Obi? First of all, do you rate Obi? Do you think he's as good as everyone makes him out to be? Do you think he's got a future? He's a bagsman in the youth team. Can he translate it to the senior team? Should we put him out on loan? So many questions about Obi. So many questions. But chat, as usual, do your thing. Let me know what you're thinking about this situation. Anyway, let's quickly see what the chat is saying before we move on. TK in the chat, big up, says Sub-Zero, Zerk and Obi as our 3 strikers. Injuries will happen. We don't want to run thin at striker. Yeah. But also, like I said, we will have... The manager has tried the fluid front 3 system twice now. It is clear to you in the chat, watching at home, and to me that will be something he does this season. The one thing I've liked about preseason, it's not just one thing, but one of the things I liked about preseason is that I criticize Amorim for being rigid, for starting Hojlund every game, for having a rigid system, for having a system that means you need a specific striker that does this. Why can't you play with a false 9? Why can't you change your system? Why can't you play 2 up front? Why can't you adapt a little bit? I know you have your way of playing, but you have to be flexible in the Premier League. Every opponent is different. Listen, nobody plays the same way, not even Pep. Pep has changed. Pep plays with 4 central defenders. Pep plays with a central defender on the wings as fullbacks. Pep has changed his system at least 3 times. He has to. Haaland is a different striker to Aguero. So Fergie started with a 4-4-2, went to a 4-4-1-1, went to a 4-3-3. Fergie constantly changed his system throughout his time period. When football changes, you have to change. And I'm happy to see our manager actually try different systems, try different formations. He needs to be able to do that. And that is one thing I'm happy about. Whether it's going to be successful, I'll have to perform my tactical analysis and have a think about that. But I'm happy that the manager appears to be more flexible. Anyway, this is AC Milan on Rasmus Hojlund, as you guys can see on screen. So let's find out. Let's read together. Let's find out what AC Milan former manager Arrigo Sacchi is saying about Hojlund. He goes to say, first of all, we are not talking about Van Basten, nor one of the best centre forwards in Europe right now. He's a decent player, nothing more. All right. Thanks for, the kind words. I don't understand his decision. If AC Milan calls you, you should pack your bags and get on the first plane to Malpensa. AC Milan is a legendary name in the world of football. I will take every player who is signed for a tour of the trophy room so they can fully understand where they ended up. He's basically saying to Hojlund, listen, AC Milan is one of the biggest, most successful football clubs in the history of football, which is true. They've called you. You're not even that good. Man United don't want you anymore. And you're saying no to us? Well, that's how it reads anyway. How dare you? That's how I read it. That's kind of how I feel when I'm reading it. Like, do you know who we are? Do you know we're AC? Do you know who we are, Hojlund? That's how I read that quote. This is incredible. It's really, really interesting that this guy has said this. Does this help the situation? Does this make Hojlund go, you're right, you're right, you're right, ex-manager, I'm going to go to AC Milan? I don't know. I don't know, people. You guys decide. You're the chat. You're the smart ones. You're the wise men. But that's a very interesting quote. I think Rasmus Hojlund, if there's an AC Milan loan offer, let's say 4 million plus obligation to buy, maybe option to buy, whatever it might be, just take it. Take it. If you're successful there, they'll pay the money and they'll buy you. If you're not, you'll come back to Manchester United a year later. So I don't know. Let me know what you think in chat. Let me know what the audience at home is thinking about this one. Before we move on, let me quickly see what the chat is saying. TK, big up TK. I miss TK, man. TK ain't been about for a few days. Busy man. All I'm saying is that Xerxes will pick up a knock at some point. True. That's a guarantee. He will. Sesko has never played in the Lions' Den of leagues. No, he hasn't. You're right. And we need 2.5-ish or 3 strikers. Search your feelings, fam. Nah, TK. I disagree 100% with TK in this one. I can't go from a 60-game season where we practically use 1 striker and we play Xerxes a little bit to go to a 38-game season and now we need 3. Like, objectively, my brain can't. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in my brain. It doesn't make logical sense. But while I understand, it's like you're trying to justify us needing more resources for less games. And my brain it doesn't work in my brain, bro. I can't. It's not logicking. It's not logicking in my brain. I'm like, yes, I get Sesko has never played in this league before, but neither has Gyökeres. And Arsenal have Gyökeres and Havertz. And Arsenal have Gyökeres and Havertz, and they're going to play about at least 60 games. We have Cunha and Mbeumo who can play there. Sesko who can play there. Xerxes who can play there. That's 4 already. Plus the kid. And we need to, are you saying we need to keep Hojlund as well? And we've got less, I'm not seeing the logic behind it. It's not sinking into my brain logically. So I think on that one, I'm going to have to disagree. But I kind of get your point as well. Injuries can happen. But if injuries happen, it doesn't justify you having 10 strikers. Let's have 3 strikers just in case. Like, it's just, if injuries happen and you get 2 of your strikers injured, like for instance, if Gyökeres and Havertz both get injured, Arsenal don't have a striker. If what's it called? Manchester City have Haaland injured, then they don't have a striker. If Newcastle have Isak injured, then Newcastle don't really. So it's like all these other clubs, yeah, have less strikers than we do, and they're gonna play a lot more games. Okay, Xerxes goes down for a month. You're prepared to pull tens into 100%. I'd rather play Cunha and Mbumo there than Hojlund. 150%. They're both better footballers, and they're both better in that position than Hojlund. They will be. So I think that's probably what it is. I don't think I rate Hojlund maybe as much as other people. I don't think he's good. I really do not think he's good. So that's it. I've seen him for 2 years. I've watched this player for 2 years play football, and I've not seen one thing that's impressed me. I will ask the chat, yeah, tell me one thing that Rasmus Hojlund does well, really well. One thing that when you see him play football, you're like, yeah, he does it really well. And I think he will struggle. I'm not a feelings guy when it comes to this. I'm just being objective. Objectivity. Anyway, we will agree to, of course, disagree. But Oz says, the player is not exactly Van Basten is such a bar. Oz, the problem with Hojlund is that for some reason a lot of United fans are now starting to rate him. And he's gone from being the worst striker in the league, because last season everyone was saying he's factually the worst striker in the Premier League out of all the 20-odd strikers in the league. And we've gone from him being the worst to now we need to keep him for numbers. And I'm just like, huh? I don't know. I don't know, people. I don't know, but I ain't with this one. I need the best of the best. I need the best strikers, the best footballers. And if you ain't good, I don't care. You could be Onana or you could be Hojlund. He's not lazy. That's one thing that he's very good at. He's just not lazy. Man, that's when you know you're at the bottom of the barrel. One thing he's good at, he's not lazy. Bobby the Crusher. He's okay in Europe. I understand why you say that. I guess Europe, slower, higher line. You can use his pace a bit more. But I'm not on the Hojlund revisionism thing. I can't watch Ibrahimovic, Van Persie, Wayne Rooney, like I said already. I can't watch all of these legendary strikers at my club and then be fighting to keep Hojlund. It's crazy. That for me, that's the kind of stuff. That's why we are where we are. We want to keep the shittest footballers at the club and not move them on because of sentiment and whatever. We need to be. That's why I'm loving this. I'm loving this ruthlessness. Even players that I like Onana, get rid. I don't care. I'm loving this ruthlessness. Yeah, ruthless. Let's get back to where we need to be. You know. All right, Casemiro, also somebody that I like, a footballer that I like, but in an ideal world, he would go. He would go in an ideal world. His legs are gone, and everybody knows that. He doesn't have the legs. He doesn't have the ability to cover the grass. Listen, I fear at least once a game, I think I see Casemiro do that lunge. You know that lunge that Casemiro does where the player's gone past him, but he swipes at them. He lunges at them. At least once a game he does that. And I'm always like, oh, Cass, please, you're going to get sent off. That desperate lunge when someone has just ran past you and you don't have the legs to keep up with them, so you have to slide and take them out. He does that a lot. And that's just evidence that he ain't got the legs. He can't do it. It's a shame because in recent times, he's one of the greatest DMs. One of the greatest DMs in recent times. But I don't think United should have got him. Especially, 30 years old, 29 years old, 65 million. That decision to spend that much money on somebody who I think had 1 year left or something, was that old. That's a very bad decision. And I like Casemiro. And I think Casemiro's first year, he was our best player. Him and Varane and maybe Martinez, that base of that Ten Hag team that won us the Carling Cup, phenomenal. Defensively, phenomenal. That first year, he was amazing. The headers that he scored, the goals that he scored for us to win us certain games, amazing. Second year, when Ten Hag changed his system, and started playing with that one man in midfield, that De Jong role, he wanted him to be De Jong, and Casemiro started playing in midfield by himself. That's when he started getting exposed in that second year. In that second year, we looked at Casemiro, and Jamie Carragher and all of these guys were like, oh, he's rubbish, he's lost it. And guess what? He was brought back into the team, and towards the end of that second season, he did well. And guess what? We went to another final. So it's like, even Amorim throws out Casemiro at the start. He throws him out to play Ugarte, to play certain people. And guess what? Towards the end of the season, sort of midway through Amorim's campaign, he brought Casemiro back. And do you know what? It's about options. He had to bring him back because Ugarte, as good as he can be off the ball, I've said this many times in my analysis, running, tackling, winning the ball back, doing that sort of stuff. Once he gets the ball, on the ball, he's not that great. So you are stuck between a rock and a hard place if you're Amorim. You got one midfielder, Ugarte, who's good off the ball, but not so good on the ball. Then you got Casemiro, who is good on the ball. His passing range is decent, few assists, but he's not so good off the ball anymore. That is why the combination, or any combination we have in midfield, doesn't work. There's always a deficit. There's always a deficiency somewhere. Baleba, he ticks so many boxes that you can pair him with almost anybody. I'm still concerned about the two-man midfield. I've said in my analysis videos that not many teams play with a two-man midfield. I think most teams understand that the more players you have in midfield, the better you are, the more possession you will have. If you play with a three-man midfield, and you're in that midfield, you've got two other players who can cover your deficiencies. If you can't tackle, you'll get another player to play beside you who can tackle, win the ball back. Then you'll get another player who's a shutter runner. Most midfields with three men are DM, box to box, and a 10. All three of them have different qualities that complement each other. In a 2, you don't have two other players to cover your faults. You only have one. So you have to have more about you. You have to have more attributes, in order to pair up with only another person. So you have to cover more ground technically. Scholes and Keane, Vieira, Emmanuel Petit. Those kind of footballers, Roy Keane could do everything. Tackle, run with the ball, score. Nowadays, you have midfielders who do just one or two things. Midfield 2 in the Premier League, I think, is very difficult to achieve. I'm still behind the manager, somewhat, but I'm nervous about him playing in midfield 2. In the other game, the West Ham game, when we played a split striker system in Mbumo and Cunha, was it a West Ham game? I believe it might have been. We played Bruno as the 10 with split strikers. Technically, that was three-man midfield. Yes, when we defended, Bruno went left and we defended in a 4-4-2 low block formation. But when we attacked, Bruno moved over into the midfield and we had a three-man midfield. So the manager is also trying different things and he's trying different partnerships. So we will see. We'll see. That's just my thoughts on it anyway. But let's read on. Let's see what is happening with regards to Casemiro. And I'll let you guys decide whether you believe this story or not. So, understand Casemiro has been informed that he is not in Ruben Amorim's plans this season. He is available to leave this summer. In addition to this, Casemiro has been removed from the leadership team. That's where I'm like, first and foremost, he's not in the leadership team. He's not in the leadership team. That's why I said, believe this story if you like. I'm only telling you this story. This story is a bit strange. He's not in the leadership team, but they've gone on to say he's been removed from the leadership team. Interesting. United feel sales like Casemiro could massively help the push for Baleba. At the moment, Casemiro has no intention of leaving the club despite this, with the player having a year left on his contract. Al Nassr would be ready to make a push if the player gave the green light to an exit. I'm not gonna lie. The reason why I said you guys make your mind up. I'm only gonna give you my opinion, whether you believe this story or not. I don't. And I'll tell you why. Unless, first of all, Casemiro started the last game with Bruno. I think he will start the first game. I've just explained to you that whatever combination we have of DM beside Bruno, it won't really work. But Casemiro is better on the ball. So you'd rather play somebody who's not so good off the ball, but at least can pass the ball competently, right? Which is what we did for most of the time last season. Unless we get Baleba in, or unless we know for sure we are going to get Baleba, Casemiro is not going anywhere. He's got 1 year left, which means he doesn't even need to. If you're Casemiro and you can sign for free, big signing on fee, all of that in a year's time, why would you want to go now? The time to sell Casemiro was last summer. There's no, what are you going to get for Casemiro if you sell him now with 1 year left? 10 million, maybe? I can't see this happening. It could happen if we get Baleba in, let's say by the end of next week or something. It will mean we'll have almost 5 central midfielders, which means one of them might have to go. So I don't believe this story as it currently stands right now based on everything I've just said. But things could move. Things could change. If we do get Baleba in, we'll probably get rid of Casemiro before we get rid of Ugarte. Because one, like I said, he's got 1 year left. And two, he's been here longer. Ugarte hasn't been here for 2 years. And under Man United's new ethos, the new way of operating, we're going to give everybody 2 years. So I don't know about this story. I don't know. Big up Bobby in the chat. TK says Casemiro would be a great fit for any MLS team. TK's taking liberties. Bobby says I'm not a fan of Hojlund. He should be sold. Oyibe, please, we need Baleba. Big up Oyibe. Big up Oyibe to the chat. Be nice to him, guys. Be nice to him. Eddie Blacks is in the chat as well. It's a funny trend that as much as people complain that United are shit, players don't want to leave. Yeah, I hear that, Eddie. I hear that. It's true. The shit stinks, man. We're shit, but people don't want to leave, man. That's some good smelling shit. Hola. TK says, yeah, Eddie, Cass don't give a shit. Cass don't give a shit. He will stay either way. Unruly. Mothers. Yes, Unruly. Caribbean Flex. Unruly. Big up Unruly in the chat. My Caribbean brother. I'm joking. But what's TK saying? People are also defensive and try to hang on when their employer wants them out. Yeah. Especially when you're getting good money. You know? Like, why would you? Listen, on this channel, I'm always going to try, I'm a fan. I'm a fan at Man United, so most of my opinions will be very biased because I'm going to think like a fan. And when you think like a fan, you have a very one-tracked mind. You think on behalf of the club, and that's it. You don't think about the players. You don't think about the players' families. You don't think macro. You only think micro as a fan. And I try to give a fan's perspective, and I try to take my fan hat off and be like, hold a second. But from a human level, from a human standpoint, what would I want? If I was the footballer, if I was the player, how would I react? So I think from now on, I'm going to give you guys, if I have a perspective on things, I'm going to try to give you multiple different perspectives. Because sometimes, guys, I ain't going to lie, I've got loads of perspective in my head at one time on any given thing. That's why I always say to people, listen, I'm not a black and white guy, and things aren't black and white. Most of the time, things are nuanced. And on Twitter, you only have certain captions. You only have certain words. So you can't do nuance. Only in situations like this where you can actually express yourself clearly and talk about the details about a situation and not just have shouting matches and shouting at each other. Like, what the hell? But yeah, that's Casemiro. I've said I don't really believe it. I think we should have sold Casemiro last summer. It is what it is. We move. Another story that I'm not really interested in, but I will report to you guys, is Upamecano stuff. I'm not interested in Upamecano. I'm just going to give you my personal opinion off the bat. Let me know, guys, because I would love to know if anyone is. I'm not going to be arguing or nothing like that, because I genuinely don't really have too much of an opinion. I just don't really want him. But if you do want him, let me know, because I've said that not this summer, guys, but next summer we're going to have to get a central defender. It is clear that Amorim wants that central defender, whether it's Maguire or De Ligt, to play ball. The reason why we don't need somebody who can, like a Michael Carrick sort of player who sits, is because he kind of wants his centre-back to do that role. If you watch Amorim's team and Amorim's system, the two midfielders are supposed to be Rottweilers, go up and down the pitch, sort of midfielders, box to box. We play three at the back, so one of the defenders, listen, we know the right centre-back and the left centre-back, they push up, whether it's Lenny Euro or Heaven. We understand that. But when we build up from the back, if you watch, we have a build-up system where De Ligt or Maguire, whoever it is, pushes up next to that midfielder. We're going to have to get a centre-back. Not now, but eventually. Eventually. I strongly believe Amorim, while he doesn't mind Maguire, he doesn't mind De Ligt, I think in an ideal world, he will get a more athletic centre-back. Neither Maguire or De Ligt are as athletic as the manager wants them to be. By the time this manager is finished, yeah, with this team, everybody will be a 1500 meter runner. Everyone will be able to sprint. At the moment, you have a Maguire or a De Ligt here, you have a Casemiro here. They're not the athletic profile that the manager wants. They're not. And I think we're gonna have to get a defender. But I'm not quite sure about Upamecano, guys. I think we should stay away. I think we should stay away. But I don't know what you guys are thinking. I don't even think this is true, to be honest. It might be. It might be, but I'm not really interested in this. And I'm not quite sure if the chat is either. So can we move on, people? Can we move on to Antony? Eddie says, let's move on to Antony. Let's move on then, people. You guys are not really interested. All right. Let's move on then. This, once again, people, when I read this story, yeah, about Antony and the ultimatum, I was like, good. My initial reaction was good. Good. But then I read it again and I was like, is this even true? Is this even true? I don't know. Then I thought, well, if I was Antony, why would I just accept a deal to go just anywhere? Why would I do that? So I've got mixed feelings. If this is true, I've got mixed feelings, mixed opinions about it. I don't know if this, I mean, Man United says to Antony, listen, Antony, accept one of these offers now. You have, until the end of the week to accept one of these offers. It's a strange thing to say. If it's true, my lord, it is gangster as fuck. If it's true, it is Man United acting like bad gangsters, bro. Proper like Goodfellas settings. If it's true, it's gangster shit. It's gangster shit. It is. I don't know what you guys are saying. I don't know what the chat is saying. Eddie says, why are these players only twerking for these one clubs? I ain't gonna lie, Eddie. Once you, like, if Man United, yeah, is your only club you want to play for, and then Man United don't want you anymore, it's like, okay, but United is the club I wanted to play for. So your next move in your career is so important. This is where I have to take my fan hat off, because as a fan, yeah, I don't care where he goes. I want you to leave and for us to get the money so we can carry on about our business. That's what Man United want. So as a fan, that's also what I want. But then I'm a human being, and so is that person. So I'm like, okay, if I'm Antony now I'm pretending I'm Antony. And if I'm Antony and Besiktas call me and say, oh, we want you, we're going to bid 30 million, I'll be like, no, I don't want to go there. I want to go here and I want to play there. And similarly to the way Antony was stubborn, Antony only wanted Man United and Antony forced the move to Manchester United. Antony went on strike to play for Man United. He was certain, yeah, and we all applauded him for it. We all applauded that personality trait. The same personality trait that we loved, that fought for a move to come here, is now saying that I want to go to Real Betis and that's the only club I want to go to now. And now we're criticising because we're on the other end of it and we are fans of Man United. So that's why I'm trying to like separate the thing. You know, if Antony was sitting right here next to me, I couldn't be saying to you, Antony, you fucking idiot. Go and sign for the first club that offers you a contract. Go and sign for them. I hate you. No, because I wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? That's weird. So, but let's look at it from Real Betis's perspective, people. Let's look at it from Real Betis's perspective. Now, on screen, let's read this shit. Let's see what Betis are really saying. Because as much as I'm saying, okay, look at it from the player's point of view, look at it from Man United fans' point of view, Betis are taking the piss, I think. But let's read, people. Let's understand what's going on. Real Betis DLF Manu Fagado on Antony. Fajado on Antony. Every day that passes allows us to dream of him being here. If Antony is here, it's because the numbers add up. The most important thing is the club's sustainability. We can't do anything crazy. Listen, these guys can't afford Antony. These guys I kind of feel, let's say you're Antony, yeah, and you've been told, yeah, let's say you're Antony. Let's think about it hypothetically. And you've been told by Real Betis, we're coming in for you. We're going to buy you. Don't worry. And Antony's sitting there. But all along, yeah, Real Betis had no intention. Antony could be getting played here. He could be getting played here. And all along, Real Betis had no intention of paying the 30 or 40 million. They wanted to get him on cheap. They're going to do a little 2 days left of the window. Here's £5. Take it or leave it. That's what they're kind of planning to do. Even though they've made sales and they've got some money in. And Antony's thinking, come on, Betis. Like, what the hell's going on? We just don't know. We just don't know. But Betis are taking liberties. We've been hearing this from Betis all summer. If the money's there, we're going to try a thing. We love Antony. Listen, pay us the money.
This is interesting. The most they have spent since COVID is 15 million.
Yeah. Listen, I'm looking at my screen right now, people. And it says the most that Real Betis have spent on a player is 15 million euros this summer. Or since COVID. So since COVID, the most that Real Betis have spent on a player, people, is 15 million euros. They can't afford him, which makes me think, what the hell have they been doing all summer? What have we been doing? Listen, this whole thing smells fishy. Not cod, not salmon. I'm talking about sardine and mackerel. That kind of, it smells fishy. I don't know what you guys are saying, but I'm kind of over some of these outgoings, you know. Like, that's why I'm like, listen, I ain't got no feelings anymore for these players. Every one of them, even Sancho. I like Sancho. I'm starting to get to that point now where I'm just like, I ain't got it in me anymore. This saga is just weird. It's weird, people. Ranjit in the building. Big up Ranjit, bro. It's strange no other clubs are inquiring about him. I think they are, Ranjit. Hence, I think other clubs want Antony. I think Antony just wants Betis. And we have to convince Antony to open his eyes. Because right now, Antony is like this. Betis. Bro, there's more clubs out there. So, I think, yeah, we have put pressure on Antony. Of course we have. There's no way that we're not putting pressure on these players to find clubs. We are putting pressure on these players to find clubs. We are. I believe that. I definitely believe that. But I don't know if I believe the full story, people. You guys might do. Listen, I'm open to being proven wrong. If you guys have a different opinion to me, then listen, I'm open to being persuaded. British Bulldog and TK, a certain man in the chat, persuade me to change my views all the time, bro. Like, I'm not somebody who's just, if I believe in something, I believe in something. But I'll listen to you. Of course, that's the whole point of the channel, to have conversations. So, Eddie says Benfica was interested in him. I think this is a perfect club for him. Eddie, I agree, bro. Even better than Betis. Yes. They're in Europe and is a Portuguese-speaking country, bro. There you go. Betis aren't the Marco van Basten of clubs. No. TK, bro. Don't listen to Betis. They're chatting shit. They want him for Tesco reduced prices. This shows they don't value the player that much. That's how I sometimes think about it, Eddie. If you're not willing to stump up the money, how much do you really value the player? You know, so I hear you. Eddie says Benfica is Eusebio of clubs. I'm glad that United have taken the position of telling their want-ways to go find others from other clubs. We can't be bothered to try and sell your stupid ass. British Bulldog in the chat, busy as a busy thing, in and out. Listen, stop chatting about Rasmus. British Bulldog, you need to stop attaching yourself to Rasmus, bro. So when I diss him, you won't feel nothing. It will just be like water off you, like. Detach yourself. That emotional connection you have with Rasmus, yeah, I'm gonna snip it, cut it. So when I do talk about him and I say he's not good, you'll be like, okay, yeah. Beach Boulders at home go, no, stop bad mouthing Rasmus Hojlund. Nah, I'm joking, BB, bro. Me and you can banter, British Bulldog. We know what time it is, man. It's all love out here, bro. You know what time it is. Victoria James. I am Victoria from Nigeria. We really need to sign Baleba. Big up Victoria James in the chat. Make sure you guys show Victoria James some love in the chat. New face. Big up yourself, Victoria. Yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly. We need to sign Baleba ASAP. He's one player that I will say, listen, just spend the bag. Just spend the money and get him. But we will see. We will see, Victoria. We will see. What else we got, guys? What else we got? We got to run through the news quickly, people. There's so many things to talk about, man. Flipping heck. Donnarumma. Okay, guys, remember I said that I did not want to introduce Donnarumma into the sphere because I didn't really believe it and I didn't think we could do this deal. I didn't really feel like it was possible and I felt like it was more PSG pushing it. United are not going to go in for Donnarumma. We're not going to get him. So, Laurie Whitwell, you guys know Laurie Whitwell, of course, has stated this. A move for Donnarumma is not expected to materialize for Man United. Are you guys sad about it? How are people feeling about that? Is your world now turned upside down? We're going to have Onana for another season. Are people going to run into the fire now? Are people going to... What's going to happen? How are people feeling about the season with Onana in goal? We're not going to get Donnarumma. Lemens is still on the cards, of course. But the thing with Donnarumma, this is the reason why I thought, yeah, this Donnarumma story, yeah, was not really serious. First of all, like we all know, first and foremost, he won the Champions League with PSG. And I thought, how the hell can you win the Champions League with PSG and then want to come to 15th place, Manchester United? That doesn't make sense. I saw his wages and I was like, okay, his wages don't even fit in with what we're trying to do with Ineos, trying to have a wage structure here. His wages won't fit in. No. So I thought about that. Then I thought he's got 1 year left on this contract. And then I saw the situation where we've got about 3 goalkeepers and 1 game a week. And I thought to myself, I don't think we're going to bring Donnarumma in unless we get rid of Onana or Bayindir. And neither of those goalkeepers at this point look like they're going to leave. So, and Donnarumma is going to want to be number 1. He's not coming here to fight for his place or anything. He's going to want to be number 1. All of these things and more made me feel like this story is a non-story. And while there may be something in it, I think United have looked at Donnarumma. I think he's been offered to United. We have looked at him. We've spoken internally about it. But that's it. That's it. That's all that's happened. So I don't know how people feel about this. We need a goalkeeper. I want a goalkeeper. I would have been happy to take Donnarumma, but not for the now 40 million, I think, pounds that's been quoted for him. And now there's news today that Manchester City are now involved in this Donnarumma race. So I don't know. TK says Donnarumma wants Manchester. He never actually said United. Funny. On to Rasmus. Is he still holding on? Do you think he's going to go? Eddie, I think he's going to go. And he's going to go because he's been told to go. Rasmus has been told by Jim and by the seniors that he's not going to get minutes and he needs to find... He's been told this in the office. Go and find another club. So if he does stay, it's on him. I strongly believe if Rasmus stays, the instruction from Jim to Amorim will be to not include him in a matchday squad. I think the instruction will be, cool, he can stay all he likes, but he's not in the matchday squad. I think that could happen. That could happen. So I think it's in his best interest to go, personally. So read that as well. Milton, big up. Milton says, so we have 3 goalkeepers, but none are really good. Yeah, that I agree, Milton. I'm not disagreeing with you, Milton. We have 3 goalkeepers at the club, and none of them are really good. But we just have 3 goalkeepers. And I can't see Man United, because how much does Onana get paid? Let's say Onana is on 150. Bayindir might be on like about 50 or something. Heaton might be on about 50. Let's round it up to 250 grand a week, yeah, on 3 goalkeepers. And then we're going to bring Donnarumma in for like 250. I can't see Manchester United, who are cutting down on their wage bill, cutting down on their wage structure. I can't see Man United bringing in 4 goalkeepers, paying them 500 grand a week altogether, and only using 1 of them because we're only playing 1 game a week. That's... Based on everything we've seen, based on what we know about Ineos and how frugal they are, I cannot see that at all. The reason why this Casemiro to Saudi is starting is because we're gonna have about 5 central midfielders if we get Baleba. So these guys are already jumping the gun and being like, cool, there's gonna be 5 central midfielders. Yeah, let's start talking about Casemiro and let's start, linking him to Saudi again, because one of them is gonna have to go. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. Victoria James, I really love you. I love what you guys are doing over at this app. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you very much, man. Thank you for the love, Victoria. I love you too, man. Milton says Donnarumma is such a heavy ticket player with his wages. Donnarumma is like a big game player, Donnarumma is somebody that will make mistakes in the small games, yeah, because of his concentration. But in the big games, he will just pull off the maddest saves, bro. And he makes mistakes. So do not think, yeah, if we get Donnarumma, that the ball's not going to go through his legs randomly in 1 game. Because it will happen with Donnarumma. He is also that sort of goalkeeper. He's better than Onana, don't get it twisted. But he's Martinez-ish. He's a bit like Martinez in the sense that he's very erratic. And I don't know about these erratic goalkeepers, bro. I need a Van der Sar now. I need a Van der Sar that's maybe not going to give me a 9 out of 10 in any match, but he's going to give me a 7 out of 10 in every match. The thing about Van der Sar, yeah, is that he wasn't the best goalkeeper in the league. He wasn't the best goalkeeper in the world, but Van der Sar gave you a steady pair of hands every game. He gave you a 7 out of 10 in every single. That's what I need right now, guys. I don't need fancy shit. I need a steady Eddie. That's why this Lemens guy, I was like, listen, get Lemens in. Get this Lemens brother so we can mend. Get Lemens so we can mend this shit. That's what I'm like. That's what I'm saying. So, it is what it is, people. It is what it is. Bilamin or Bilyamin. Bro, if I pronounce your name incorrectly, don't hate me. Bilyamin Abdul Kadir. I'm really sorry. I'm just coming. Please, I'll be really signing Baleba. Bilyamin, I've said it a week ago. I said I'm about 45% sure that we will sign Baleba. I'm not going to go any higher than that because it depends on money. It depends on other things happening. But the only thing that's stopping us from getting Baleba is Man United not giving Brighton the money, the fee. We have agreed personal terms with the player weeks ago, well before the journalists start reporting on it. So that part of the deal is done. It's done. And I've also said that Man United wouldn't be putting it out there, speaking to all of these journalists, briefing them about the situation, if they didn't have a good indication that they could get this player. My optimism about the deal, even though it's still 45%, comes from the fact that United have been moving seriously this window, and every player that we've gone in seriously for, we've got. Also, I was told about this situation a week back, so that's another reason why I feel confident. But I don't know if it will happen. There's no reason why it shouldn't happen apart from the finances. And Man United are letting it known that they've got a credit facility. They're also letting the players know, the bomb squad, they're letting the bomb squad know that, listen, we're still going to buy players using our credit facility. If you think, yeah, you can wait until the end of the window and go for cheap and not give us any money, and that will scupper our transfer plans, you're mistaken. So we're putting messages out there by sending, messages to journalists to report on our finances, to let people know that we've got some monies. So all of this stuff is strategic. We've also put it out there, guys, that Sir Jim Radcliffe wants Baleba. We've also put it out there that the deal is hard to do. So my thinking is this: when the deal does happen, it's going to be, the narrative is going to be important. Narratives are the most important things in football. The most important things are narratives. What narrative is formed? The narrative that is forming is, if we get this player, it's Jim. Jim pushed it through. Jim wanted this. Jim took out his own money or whatever. Jim took out extra money using credit facilities. That's a narrative forming. It's like, this deal was not expected to happen. And if we do pull it out of the hat, it will be amazing and all thanks to Jim. That's going to be the narrative. And I feel like Jim wants to be a hero. He wants to be a hero. He wants to be loved. I can see it happening just for Jim alone. Just so Jim can be like, yeah, Ineos are different. Yeah, this is the statement signing. So he can walk around and be like, yeah, we're Man United. This is also Jim's ego that is playing them. Jim's ego that is at play here. Whoa, I got the words out. Listen, this thing is not hard, guys. I have to talk non-stop. But that's how I see it, people. That's how I see it. TK says, have you seen the pink keeper's kit? Sure screams, stop bullying. Perfect for our current goalkeepers, bro. TK. A pink. Wait, TK, have we ever had pink goalkeepers kit before? I saw Onana in the green. TK, I saw Onana in the green kit, bro. I've seen the green kit. Big up Milton. Big up.
wants it.
All right, so funny enough, guys, speaking of Baleba, let me just quickly talk to you guys about this quote. Fresh off the press, this has just been tweeted by David Ornstein and Laurie Whitwell just now. So breaking news. Wow, this is exactly what I've just said. Listen, this is scary, guys. This is spooky. I've literally just said this. Anyway, Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants Manchester United to be capable of making a major impression this campaign, and signing a player of Baleba's quality would be expected to significantly aid those aims. I've literally spent 3 minutes talking to you about this, and then I just find this tweet, which is a recent tweet. It's crazy. And one thing about me, guys, I don't need these journalists to tell me anything. I don't always get my information from these guys. I'm finding out, and I've always found out that what I think about and what I say, not all the time, often it's just logic. And a lot of what is said by journalists, especially on Twitter, is just logical shit, really. It's not that amazing. It's not smart to understand that after you sign a contract, you're going to do a medical. Oh, the medical's next. Yeah, well, yeah, everyone knows the medical comes afterwards, bro. What do you mean the medical's next? You're not giving me information here. So anyway, I thought that was quite interesting. Let's quickly move on. I know the time is going, guys. I know time is going. What else do we have to talk about quickly? This is some positive news, people. Positive news before we go on and talk about the new kit, which is so sexy, bro. Like the new kit is yeah. Anyway, I didn't know whether I wanted to even share this with you guys, but I thought, why not? You guys tell me if you care about this stuff. But it's positive news, and you know the season's about to start, so why not get some positive news? So it goes on to say this. This tweet says that one source has described Diogo Leon as the current most popular player in the dressing room. Ah, well done, bro. You've only just been there a minute and everyone loves you. One insider said he's like a little brother to a lot of these guys. I think Diogo Leon is 18, right? He just turned 18, so he's a baby. He's old enough to be my son. Sometimes I got to remember that some of these players are old enough to be my son. So anyway, he goes on to say that they are giving him a bit of stick, banter, that's fine. Having a laugh, good, but they are fiercely protective over him and are really looking after him. When I read that bit, I'm like, they're protective over him. What are they protecting him from? What are they protecting this guy from? I don't understand. But when I read stories like this, guys, you know me, I think to myself, why is this a story? Who's told this journalist this information? And why is this information being put out there in the public domain? What purpose does it serve? Is it trying to unify the fan base? Is it just some positive news for the fans? Sometimes I think like this, but it's good, right? This is just normal positive news. He's come in. He's the youngest person in the squad. They've taken a liking to him. He's young, so they're showing him the ropes. They put him under their wing, a lot of the players. The fiercely protective part is a bit weird because I'm thinking, hold a second, this is Man United. Like, who are you? Alligators, lions. Like, what are you protecting him from? The media? I don't know. But that's some positive news for people. Inject some dopamine into your veins. Wendell's what's Wendell saying? Big up Wendell, man. Peterson in the chat as always. Hi guys, Martinez and Donnarumma is an upgrade on all our keepers. Oh no, I'm buying it. I agree, Wendell. I just don't think we're gonna get them, bro. I just don't think we're gonna get them, man. But I'll take Donnarumma. I'll take Martinez. Milton says steady, goal stopper and good at corners. No silly mistakes. I'm assuming that was about Donnarumma. Do you think Pep would fancy a Donnarumma? He doesn't play from the back. Also, there's just a promise James Halford. Bro, I hear you, Eddie. I hear you. And I'm with you in terms of why would Pep go for Donnarumma? So I'm kind of with you, bro. Ooh. But Pep has leaked it. Pep has actually leaked it that he's interested in Donnarumma. And I ain't gonna lie, yeah, Pep is a madman. I've seen Pep, yeah, sign a player then like sell him January. Like Pep's literally just got a goalkeeper and he's looking for another one. Like Pep, I don't know if I can find logic in some of Pep's actions, bro. I ain't gonna lie, Pep does some weird shit. So I hear you. I'm with you, to be honest. It don't make sense, but sometimes Pep don't make sense, bro, Eddie. You know? So what else is in the chat saying? Wendell says the fact that United have personal terms with a player means that United will do whatever it takes to get the deal done. I agree with Wendell. See, Wendell, I agree with you, bro. TK says can't allow Brighton to offer Baleba a new deal. If he fails to leave this window, he will stay long term. Yeah. And also, you know when someone's agreed to join you because you're the one pushing for it. I don't know if next year, if Liverpool and Chelsea come in, he might, because Liverpool and Chelsea haven't come in. So he said yes to Man United because why? Maybe because Man United are the only one of the few clubs that have come in for him. Maybe when more clubs come in for him and more competition, he will have his head turned. Maybe we'll finish 16th this year. And like I said before, if we have another season, like having one season is a one-off. We can tell Sesko and we can tell Mbumo and Cunha, oh man, that was just a one-off, guys. Come and join us. You know Man United. You know we're good. You know we're a very, very good, well-run club. And that was just freak. It was a freak here. It will never happen again. Come on, help us. If it happens again, that's a pattern. It's not a one-off. Can we have the same summer we're having now if we finish 15th twice in a row? I don't know, man. Right now, while the name of Manchester United is still strong and all of that, get him in. Get him in. Eddie says, like we said, I don't care about the outgoings because we are bringing in players now regardless. Yeah, we're making it known to these guys that you can't hold us for ransom. Because, listen, I wouldn't put it past Garnacho, how he's angry right now at Man United and angry at being forced out. He wants Man United to burn. He wants to go to a rival, Chelsea, so he can play Man United and hurt us. Like, he's coming across very spiteful. So I can imagine him and his mindset is, I don't want Man United to get any money from me. They don't deserve it. Like, Garnacho right now is very, very angry. And I don't like Garnacho. I want him to leave, but I understand why he's angry. I understand why if you have been told that you have the keys to Manchester at the age of 17, you have been told by Ten Hag, you're the best thing since sliced bread. You're the next CR7. You got the keys to this place. You are going to start ahead of Jadon Sancho, who we bought for 70 million. All of these things, the fan base saying that you're the next CR7. You wear CR7 boxers. You get gassed, inflated, gassed and gassed. You think you're the Holy Trinity. You take pictures with Kobe Manu and all these guys and you pose and everything is going your way. The red carpet has been rolled out in front of you. You are destined for greatness and in a split second, bam. You can't play number 10 role. We no longer play with wingers. So you have to learn this new role called the 10 role. You can't do it? Oh, fuck off with Rashford then. Oh, okay, you want to get rude? I hope you find a fucking new club. Like, yes, he said some stuff and he has done a lot of things and you can argue he deserves it. But you can see from the player perspective, especially a youngster as well, and his ego and all of these negative traits he has. But from his perspective, just me putting myself in Garnacho's shoes, he's gone from here to here in a split second. That mentally will F anybody up. It will mess you up mentally. It will. So he's angry right now. He's angry, frustrated, all of these things. So I'm not defending him, people. you guys should know me by now. What I'm doing is just trying to put myself in his shoe and try to give myself a bigger picture of the whole thing, not just the fan view. Get him out. But I'm an economist, bro. I study economics. I am an economist. I do macroeconomics. So I'm always, by nature, going to think of the bigger picture here in any situation. Anyway, I'm not a fan of Simon Jordan, and I'm not a fan of TalkSport, but I think this is an interesting quote. Just to go against almost what I've just said, give you another perspective of this situation. So he's gone on to say, Simon Jordan, and this might be the first and last time I quote this guy in this in this channel. But to be honest, yeah, some of Simon Jordan's no nonsense takes, yeah, are spot on. But some of them are just weird. Anyway, he goes on to say that I think he's a little runt that should be dropped. I haven't read this yet. That should be drop kicked out of United at the first available opportunity for decent amount of money because he doesn't understand which football club he's playing for. Man said drop kicked, you know. Like, I don't condone violence, and I know he's joking, but these guys, yeah, have a way of introducing violence, yeah, into stuff, even as banter. Man said drop kicked, you know, wrestling style. Man said 2-footed drop kick like wrestling, you know, flipping heck. I'm not interested in his opinions about who didn't support him, who didn't clap him when he scored a goal, or which football club he can wear to appreciate Rashford's contribution. I'm interested in a player that plays for arguably the biggest club in English football and respects that opportunity, and he doesn't. There you go. There you go. So he needs to leave. We know he's gone. We know he's going. Chelsea just need to pay the fee. I don't know what Chelsea are doing. I read somewhere that there's a £12 million valuation gap between us and Chelsea now, which is better than the 20 million valuation gap there was a few days ago. Talks are still ongoing. I can see this deal, people, wrapped up by the end of this week. I can see Garnacho to Chelsea deal done by the end of this week. It's almost as if Garnacho deal is now more of a priority than the Xavi Simons deal. I don't know what's going on with Xavi Simons. They're still talking about it. This deal might even happen before the Xavi Simons deal, people. So let's keep our eyes open as we always do, and I'll report on everything, amalgamate all the news into one session, like I always do for you guys. Like I always do. All right, on to more fun stuff. Kit stuff. Let's be a bit more flexible. So I'm not doing the news now, so I can chill out a little bit. Kit stuff. Benjamin Šeško will wear the number 30 for Manchester United. I don't know, man. That's interesting. I don't know what the number 30 has, or how important that number is to Šeško. I'm assuming that's the number he wore at Leipzig. But why 30? 30 is just... Why not take the 9 of Hojlund? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what the chat is saying. Ranjit says Jim will fix it. Wendell says no sell for Garnacho. Keep him in the reserves for a season or two. No player is bigger than the manager or the club. That is very, very funny, Wendell. I don't know what to say, because I'm in my head, Wendell, I'm thinking, what would it look like if Garnacho spent a whole year training with the reserves and playing with the reserves? That is diabolical stuff. But I want Man United to be firm and to mean what they say. If Chelsea do not give us at least £40 million for Garnacho, I do want to see Man United stick to their word and let him train and play with the reserves for a whole year. Garnacho, if Chelsea want you and you want to go to Chelsea, your job and your agent's job is to convince Chelsea to value you. They want you, so make sure that they value you. at least at 40 million. If they don't, then you got to think about, they don't value you then. I think about that a lot of times. If you're a footballer and another club demands money for you and the other club that wants you doesn't pay for it, do you feel, wow, that means you don't value me then? Like, what does it look like? What does it feel like to the footballer? I don't know, man. I mean, at the end of the day, fees that you pay for footballers usually have nothing to do with the footballer. That's why I'm always like, listen, we use fees, to judge footballers, to argue whether they're worth it or not. But sometimes fees for footballers, it's to do with bad negotiations. Or maybe good negotiations. And it shouldn't really follow a footballer around. Like Antony was never worth £85 million. Never. And never should. Antony's a £40 million player. Then he's a £40 million player now. We should have never bought him for 85 million. It's a shame that the transfer fees that clubs pay each other for the player follows the player around. And the player has no decision to make. He doesn't control the transfer fee that's paid for him. He doesn't. It's got nothing to do with him in a way. So, interesting. Anyway, guys, smash the like if you are new, if you are just joining. Let's summarize what we've spoken about. We have spoken about Baleba at length. I have given you all the Baleba updates I can give you. I've spoken about Baleba for the last 2 or 3 days on this channel. The regulars, have been speaking about this player, giving my insights about certain things I have been told myself about this deal. And essentially, nothing new has happened today apart from the news that Amorim and Sajim are now pushing for this deal. We've had Hojlund updates earlier on in the session. Is he going? Is he not going? Manchester United are pushing Hojlund out the door as well. We went through a few news about Casemiro maybe going to Saudi, not in Ruben's plans. We also spoke about Antony being offered, or Antony being told to accept an offer. We spoke about, as you guys can see on the screen, Upamecano to Manchester United. We spoke about Antony. We spoke about Donnarumma not going to Manchester United and what that means. We had a fun conversation about Diogo Leon and what he's like in the changing rooms with his teammates. And of course, conversations about Garnacho and him leaving. So we've covered a lot of ground today. We're now looking at the kit, people. We're now looking at the kit, and I don't know what you guys are saying, because TK in the building. Good show, my peeps. Catch you all the next one. Big ups and good. Yo, big up TK. Big up yourself always, man. Love, brother. Always showing love. Always coming into the stream. If you're new, don't forget to say hi, man. Jump in the chat. Say hi. I try to respond to every single message to me. So if you're new in the chat, it's a friendly community, man. It's a friendly community. So we don't bite. We don't bite. We love football conversations here. We love it. So let's finish off looking at the kit. I don't know if you guys have registered for the kit. I think in order to get the kit, you got to register your interest or something. So I don't know who's got this new kit. If anyone in the chat has already got it. Is anyone in the chat about to get it? What are people saying about this new kit? Because I'm telling you guys, and I've said it before, I haven't bought a kit for about 10 years. I refuse to. Until Man United fix up, I just said, I'm not going to do it. This is the first kit in a long time, that I actually want to get. And I think I've registered my interest online on the website to get this kit. So I'm waiting for an email from Man United regarding this kit. But guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting this kit. I'm getting this kit. Let me know what you guys are saying. Who's getting this kit with me? Who's with me, people? Who's with me? Because this shouldn't even be a third kit. This should be our away kit. Are you telling me I'm only gonna see this kit, if we're playing away and we can't use the red kit? We can't use that whitish, is it whitish, lavender, pink kit? So this is our third kit, which means, guys, we might not really see this kit that often. I pray that we do. But either way, I'm getting this kit, people. I'm getting it. Have you seen the video, the launch video for the kit as well? I'm not somebody who gets overexcited when it comes to these kind of things, bro. But even the launch video for the kit, yeah, was sick. You had Berbatov doing the flipping narrating. It looked like some karate dojo. It just looked wavy. Manchester United, yeah, know how to get you in the feels. They know how to get you in the feels, bro. And look at these three. These three, yeah, looking like Michael Jackson's nephews, 3T. Look at them. They're looking like flipping a boy band, B2K. At the same time, guys, these three, the future, bro. The future. What you're seeing right now, yeah. And I said this at the time, yeah, when they were trying to force down our throats, yeah, this Holy Trinity thing with Hojlund and Garnacho and whatnot. I was like, no. This right here, yeah, this right here is more like the Holy Trinity. Because obviously Lenny is a lead singer. Lenny looks like he's about to, get the microphone and start singing something. Ahmad looks like he's a dancer. He's about to start locking and shit. Locking and popping. And Dorgu's in the middle. He can sing and dance. So I get it. This is also that dark charcoal grey on Dorgu. It's not black. It doesn't look black. It looks dark charcoal. Bro. The more I see this shit, yeah. Nah, look at look at Ugarte. No, Ugarte is feeding himself, bro. Like, yeah, that's crazy. Look at man like this. Man's like, nah. Thing is, Ugarte was in that flipping promo video for the kit. Ugarte was looking wavy still, I ain't gonna lie. He was looking wavy. But yeah, nah, this kit just looks sick, bro. Like, I never thought, yeah, me, Chosen Wisdom, could get yellow. Bro, I don't know. Listen, I'm confused, guys. I need help. People. What are people saying? Black socks and shorts or the... Bro, I'm confused. Let me know what you guys are saying, guys. Because I don't actually know. What are you saying? Engineer. The engineer who's in charge of this channel. What are you saying? Dave. The yellow or shorts or the black shorts? The all black, surely. No? No? Okay, that's why I don't ask you no questions. That's why I don't ask the black. What's Eddie saying? Eddie says he's getting the kit. Jadon Sancho, July 24th, Instagram post has got over 5 million. Oh yeah, Eddie, we're gonna come to that one, bro. That's some weird stuff, Eddie. Yeah, guys, the charcoal grey looks sick. This kit is sick, guys. I don't know what else to say about it apart from it's sick, and I'm getting it. Is this the pink? Is this the pink goalkeeper's kit? This is a goalkeeper's top. I don't understand this. I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is, I guess. That's what TK in the chat was talking about. The pink. All right. So we have had the pink away kit before. We know this. So it's nothing new. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not a goalkeeper, so I won't be wearing the shirt. So it is what it is. Eddie says £85. Eddie for the shirt. Oh man. Bumberclot. Bumberas. Bumberclot. Boy, £85. £85 to us. Oh, what am I? They're my teeth. They're my teeth. They're my teeth, man. What am to them either? £85. Cha, that is mad. All right, I'm not getting it. No, £90 for the long sleeve. Oh, Man United, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this, bro? Like, I get paid as well. I'm not broke, but I'm just thinking of the average. I'm also average, by the way. I'm the average man, but the average sort of like 30k salary person who loves Man United and has to cough up £100 just to wear a shirt, bro. It is what it is, people. But listen, I thought it was good to spend some time looking at the jerseys, bro, because it's gassing me out. The kit looks sick, fam. Like, the third kit looks better than the home kit. It does. It does. And I'm getting it. I'm getting that jersey. So the next time, hopefully in a couple, I don't know how long it will take, but hopefully in a couple weeks, you will see me here on this show wearing that black shirt. That's the plan, people. That's the plan. So, it is what it is. We can move on.
Because you've got the club version and then the Premier League version is white. You have to have these on the back of
The white.
the
Oh no! So apparently there's two versions. There's the yellow and black version that we've seen, but the Premier League version has white names and numbers at the back rather than the yellow. So anyway, it is what it is. Let's move on for Eddie. I know time's going. It's almost 9 o'clock, people. Yeah, this is what Eddie was talking about in the chat, people, with regards to Jadon Sancho. So Jadon Sancho's latest Instagram post has over 5 million comments. Not likes or dislikes. Over 5 million comments, bro. 5.1 million now that we've checked, right? You're thinking this is crazy. Besiktas fans have flooded his comment section with "Come to Besiktas." Bro, whenever anybody tries to convince you that Jadon is a flop, he can't ball, no one's in for him, always tell people that every single year, this player, is up for loan. There's at least 20 clubs like queuing up to sign him. This year, there's Napoli, there's Juventus, there's Besiktas, there's all of these clubs want Jadon Sancho. And he's rejected most of them. Last season was the same. Loads of players, loads of teams came in for him. He rejected them. Jadon Sancho is not at Manchester United, not because he's not good enough. Well, you can argue, a lot of you can argue that he's not good enough. That's fair, that's fine. But it's because he fell out with Ten Hag. Let's remember that, right? I think Jadon, his physical profile, his lack of physicality, and his lack of speed is one of the reasons why people don't like him in terms of his football. He doesn't have that burst of pace that you need to just get past a man. He doesn't possess it. He's not very quick. He's not. And because of that, he doesn't play football the way that a lot of British people want it to be played. British people want their wingers to stand their man up and to skin them for pace. That's not really Sancho's game. It never was his game. Sancho will nutmeg you and beat you for skill, but he'll never beat you really for pace. That's not his game, unfortunately. So I think, and I'll always believe, that Jadon will do well abroad. He's done well abroad. And to be honest, he did decently at Chelsea. He helped them win the Conference League. But his profile, physical profile, probably isn't what Man United needed at the time. And I know a lot of the Premier League clubs probably won't want that physical profile of player. That's for sure when it comes to Jadon. Therefore, I think the best thing for him is a club abroad: Italy, Spain, or Germany. But 5.1 million Besiktas fans, and it's not stopping, people. Every second or millisecond someone new is saying, come to Besiktas. And he will get united or reunited with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I don't think he's going to go to Besiktas. I don't think he's going to go to Besiktas. But they will pay him. They will pay him well. He will be their marquee star signing, which is kind of what he wanted. You know, at the end of the day, we chased Jadon for 2 years, and when we brought him over, we couldn't even give him the number 7 shirt. He thought he was going to come over and be our star signing, and he was. But in his opinion, not our opinion, in Jadon's opinion, he wasn't treated a certain way. He wasn't given the number 7 shirt. He wasn't, you know, from the start, it felt weird. It felt weird with Jadon. So I don't know, guys, but this is just strange. It's very, very strange that these Besiktas fans are hounding him like that. He's not going to go there. But it's crazy. For some reason, I hope he does. At this point, I'm not going to lie. I want the best for him, but I'm not bothered about where he goes anymore. I'm not. I just feel like Man United just need to turn the page on all of these outgoings, sell them, do whatever they need to do so we can just start afresh. I feel like we just need to start afresh. So I've got nothing really more to add to this Besiktas story apart from it's just wild, bro. That's so many quotes, man. So many. So there you have it, people. Let me know what you think or what you're thinking about this Sancho situation. Just to finish off as well, guys, as you can see on screen, I'm trying to get it on screen for you. Simon Stone has reported that the Man United fans have scrapped their protest. Now, let's, before we go, quickly understand what this protest is or was. What does it say, people? Group fans have pulled off the planned protest for Sunday. The group they announced their plan to include 90 in action. Okay, so yeah, we planned a protest largely against the Glazers, but the group also wanted to protest against Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Listen, you can protest against Sir Jim Ratcliffe in many ways. You don't need to protest him because he's done a bad job or good job. You can protest the fact that you don't want him at the club because you wanted a full sale. And he's gone into bed with the Glazers. He's working with the Glazers. He has to work with the Glazers because the Glazers still own 75% of the club. And I think everyone keeps forgetting that the Glazers are still here and they still own the majority of the club. So you don't need to protest against Sir Jim because he's done anything wrong per se. But you can argue the way he's handled the Ten Hag situation. He could have fired him earlier. The whole Dan Ashworth situation wasn't the best. You can argue Ineos have made some mistakes, as they have, in terms of what they've done since they've been here. But they've also done some good things. So it seems as if, because they've also done some decent things, and because this summer they've made some signings, they backed off and they're no longer doing a protest. Which is interesting, because what are you protesting then? Are you protesting because they're not making signings, or are you protesting because you don't want them at the club? I don't, you know what I'm saying? What are you protesting if all it takes is for a couple signings, 3 signings, and now you're no longer protesting? And if you're not going to protest against Sir Jim, still go on protest, but protest against the Glazers. I don't feel there's a reason for a planned protest to be called off unless what you're protesting for has been granted. So either way, this article goes on to say that they did a survey, and within a survey, they received criticism and they've opted to step back. So this is why Glazers will never leave, and a lot of people argue many things won't change, because when it comes to actually doing things, when it's crux time, when it's time to actually put things into action, often Man United back down. Often Man United don't do what a Real Madrid would have done or a Bayern Munich would have done. I think if Real Madrid were in the same state that we're in with these owners, the owners would have left already. They would have left already. So I'm like, okay, unless you have been given what you've asked for, why have you cancelled the protest? We finished 15th. We finished 15th. You should still protest. And you don't need to protest against the gym. Do you know why? Because the Glazers are still here. And they're not going anywhere. So you can still protest. So I'm done with all this. Whenever I hear this club, the 1958 people, and when I see these people, I'm like, do you know what? I don't want to say anything horrible about people in Manchester. I don't want to generalize. I don't want to call people stupid. I don't want to do any of these things. But some of the match day going fans, they are the reason why. Listen, I can't blame them. It's a Glazers' fault. But they're part of the problem, man. The way that they sing Amram's song. Amram came here and after 1 week, they were singing his song. And Amram came out in a press conference and he said, it's embarrassing that they're singing my song. I've only been here for a week. I haven't done anything. And they're already singing my song. And he said, I think they should stop singing my song. He said this. And I feel like all the whole Garnacho, they're now going to pretend, all of these guys, that they didn't love Garnacho. And then boo Pogba and Martial. These guys, man, I can't stand some of the Manchester United fans. One of the reasons why I set up my own channel, people, is to combat some of the idiots that are out there. The idiotic fans that are out there. The biased fans that are out there. And that is why, guys, I try to be as unbiased as I can. I try to look at things in different ways. I try to put myself in the position of the players and all these things to try to make sure, as much as I can, try to make sure that I'm not being as biased as possible. So that's just me, people. But yeah, man, I got no faith in these guys when they're protesting and doing anything, man. These guys ain't on shit, bro. These guys ain't on shit. They're not. So yeah, Eddie says they ain't about shit. I'm with you, Eddie. They ain't, bro. They ain't. AP, man, big up yourself, AP. I ain't seen you in a minute. Still, AP. Big up yourself, bro. Man United are not in for January. You know what? Yeah. We spoke about that, AP. We're not in for Donnarumma. I'm good, bro. What you saying to me? How's your day been, man? Busy? You chilling out now? What you saying? Yeah. I think that's most of the news, people. I've tried to be quick. You know me, I've tried to be quick, but I think the way that I do it, because I'm talking about everything, I try to go through all the news that's happened today. It takes a while, guys. It takes a while. So we've gone through everything from the Baleba to Hojlund to Kit launched to Garnacho. We've spoken about a lot of things, and I'm trying to condense these sessions even more to make them more concise. But you know, like other streamers, they do 2 or 3 sessions a day. They'll go live in the morning, go live in the afternoon, and then go live in the evening. I go live once, and that's why these sessions take long. But to be fair, guys, I think you guys enjoy these sort of an hour and a half sessions anyway. So we'll see, man. We'll see what the algorithm is saying. But I think that's about it for me. That's about it. As usual, I'm going to check to see if any news has broken since we've been live. So just bear with me, guys. I'm just going through Twitter right now just to see if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, any other news for us to discuss. Yeah, this is interesting. This is when you know everyone feeds off Manchester United. League One in France have posted this picture. 2 ballers. No, 3, because that's Caicedo. Caicedo at the back. Wow. Baleba in front of him and Lenny Euro. All from the same team. All graduating going to bigger things. That's amazing. That's amazing. It also shows that why can't we, Manchester United, go and get the next Baleba? Look at those three all together. Look at them. And look what they're about to become. Amazing. Amazing. Why doesn't Berbatov do ads for Spurs? Eddie, you know why. You're asking a hypothetical question right there. Who does ads for Spurs, Eddie? I've never seen a Spurs ad. Nobody does ad. Wait, hold a second. Who would Spurs choose to do ads for them? Bale? I'm just trying to think who's a bad man in Spurs right now who come back and do ads for Spurs. Because Spurs don't win nothing. Well, they beat us in the Europa League, but they don't win any. Who's a Spurs legend? I don't know, man. But Berbatov can't go back and do nothing for Spurs, bro. He's a Man United guy, bro. Like, listen, Berbatov probably forgot that he played for Spurs. You know them ones. He's buried it at the back of his head, bro. You don't want to think about his time at Spurs. We need to start tapping more in the French league. Bro, AP, why can't we get the next Baleba, my G? That's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. Some clubs, you know, don't want to take the risk and all of these things. We don't have the right data. A lot of our scouts are not listened to. We usually go for the big marquee signing rather than the clever, smart signing. All the issues that we've had previously and more. But yeah, man, I'm with you. Like the whole like the Kone thing, we got Kone. We need to be like our academy needs to be filled, yeah, with players the quality of Kone. They should be. So if we every season have to buy 3 or 4 17-year-olds from France to dash them in our academy or send them out on loan, let's start doing it. Because it means you ain't spending £100 million on one 3 years later because he's gone to Brighton first. So let's stop doing that. Yeah. Let's stop doing that. Eddie said that's not Caicedo at the back. It's not Caicedo. Raw. Raw. I'm more thinking that's Caicedo, bro. That's funny. It's not Caicedo at all. So I'm mistaken. All right, fair enough. It's not, but Eddie Black says Ronaldinho promoted PSG, Barca, and Eddie's giving us some facts still. So Ronaldinho was promoting multiple clubs. I don't know. How did Berbatov leave Tottenham, Eddie? I can't remember. Was he on good terms? Was he on bad terms, Eddie? Maybe it depends on how he left the club and all these things. I don't know. I guess you're making a good point though, bro, to be fair. I thought you were making a joke though, Eddie. I thought you were bantering still. AP says, or who the scout for Brighton? We need Brighton scouts and the whole data department. The whole department that does all the number crunching and looks at all the players. We need that whole thing. Just take it all. And the scouts. All of it. All right, before we go, last quick one, guys. When I said about Besiktas never happening, and I said I don't think it will happen, it shows that sometimes I need to shut my damn mouth, personally. Because apparently, according to Fabrizio Romano, if Jadon doesn't secure a move in Europe, he could go to Turkey. Like Fabrizio Romano is now fully reporting it. It's true. 8:40, literally 20 minutes ago. He had just said, rumors about Besiktas. Besiktas would love to sign Jadon, but Jadon doesn't want to go to Turkey now at this point in the market. But if he doesn't get a suitor, then he could consider it. So, and the Turkish market doesn't close. I mean, our market closes. So they'll still have to do deals with us before our market closes. But The Turkish market doesn't close the same time as ours, I don't think. And it looks like, guys, there might be something in Sancho actually going to Turkey. We will see. At this point, I'm not too invested in where he goes. I'm not, if I'm being honest. I just want him to go. So it is what it is. It looks like Sancho could be interested in that Turkey move. And also, do you know what? Turkey, they'll pay him the money. I think Besiktas will pay him his wages and the money. I think so. Eddie, what's Eddie saying? I remember Berbatov was at Leverkusen for much longer than United too in his early years. He left when the next best striker came in. Oh yeah, he started at Leverkusen, wasn't he? Oh yeah, you're right. And then he went to Tottenham. And then United. Yeah. I guess it's, bro, you know what it is, man. You know the saying, Eddie, we're Man United. It's Man United we're talking about. It's Man United we're talking about. You know Eddie, bro. You know Eddie. Eddie's trying it. Eddie knows it's Man United he's talking about. Eddie knows this. He knows this. You know this, Eddie. Yeah, guys. I think this is it. I think that's the show. I've given you the news. I've given you my opinion on the news. And you have given me your opinion. So I like these shows because I'm not there with my own thought. I can hear, not just hear, see you guys' opinion on the matter. I can understand your opinion, and your opinion informs my opinion. You guys often change my opinion, so I like this community. Iron sharpens iron, motherfuckers. Yeah, that's the phrase. So Thursday, we have to do our Premier League predictions on Thursday, people. So on Thursday, we've got to do our Premier League predictions. We've got to sit down and predict who's going to win the league, and we have to do it properly as a community. We're going to have to start talking about the season now because we're here. I know we're doing a lot of transfer news and all these things, and talking about the transfer news and this Man United news in general is fun. It is, but we're here for football. So Thursday, we got the predictions, the league predictions. We'll also do our match predictions. We'll go through the 10 matches over the weekend, and we'll do our match predictions together as well on Thursday. Talk about the game on a Sunday as well. I might do a watch along for the Liverpool game on Friday. I'm going to do a tactical video tomorrow. I'm going to release a tactical video on Sesko tomorrow. It will essentially be about why he's going to improve us. So we're going to look at his attributes, look at what he does good, what he does bad, if anything, see how he fits into Amorim's system, what Amorim has asked or is going to ask of him, how he's going to stretch the back line, provide a bigger distance between the defensive line and the midfield line for the 10s to operate in. We're going to talk in depth about how his height will be a benefit, how we are crossing more, we are putting more crosses in the box, and the reason why we are doing that is because he's supposed to be really good in the air. We'll talk about his link-up play and what that could do, what that could bring to Manchester United. So I am planning a video. I will do a tactical analysis video on Sesko probably tomorrow, and I'll probably release it tomorrow as well. I think my tactical videos are doing quite well. They're quite decent, and they're getting better, and I'm evolving all the time. So that will be tomorrow, people. Look out for that as well. My other tactical analysis with regards to the Lyon game, 600 views in 2 days. I'm a small channel. Sorry, Fiorentina game, I should say, not the Milan game. So that's quite decent. And the previous one has got 5,000 views. And that's really good for a channel this small. So people are starting to take notice of these videos, starting to get a bit more respect. People are starting to you know, go on the videos and comment on them and say that they're really good, really in depth. So yeah, I like stuff like that. I like talking to you guys, transfer news, watch alongs. We're gonna have, like I said, sessions where we just chop it up with other content creators. I'm working on that. I'm working on the split screen situation where I can have a split screen and have conversations with other content creators as well. So we are looking to do so many things on the channel. Also, I will start a fantasy Premier League for this channel, and I will put the link of the fantasy Premier League in the chat as well. So I'm trying my thing, man. I'm trying my thing. We're gonna do our thing, and the channel's gonna keep growing. So big up all your, listen, you guys are sick. Without you, even the little small community I have, bro, this will be dead. Fully dead without you lot. So big up yourselves, bro, because you know how this YouTube thing works. Without you, there's no me. Without me, there's, well, I don't know about that. Let me stop right there. But you know, you guys know how it works, man. So yeah, I need to learn to be more concise. I think I talk a lot, but sometimes I need to stop talking. So that will come with practice as well. So big up Eddie, big up yourself, big up AP, big up everyone in the chat who's supporting the thing. TK, Wendell, Ranjit, obviously Milton, obviously Turkish, we know what time it is. Anyone, all the new people as well. Billy Amin, Victoria, thank you for jumping in. Please, guys, on your way out, smash a like. The channel needs, I mean, I think this is a good channel, if I don't say so myself. And I think there are channels that are not half as good as this one that have like 1 million subscribers or something. So I think we can get somewhere. We can get somewhere. So before I leave, I'll just leave you guys with this picture. I will leave you guys with this picture. The boss. He looks like, Amorim looks like he's ready to punch Garnacho in the mouth. He looks like he's ready to uppercut Shoryuken. He's ready. I like that picture. Captain, my captain. Manager, my manager. Listen, no excuses this season. You have to finish. If we get Baleba, you have to finish in the top 6, bro. Yeah, you have to. Anyway, guys, big up yourself. Always, man. I will see you guys same time